You are a neuron in God's AI neural network. Everyone's talking about artificial intelligence, but ironically, your brain's 86 billion neurons don't create consciousness, they filter it. While writing my PhD dissertation in astrophysics, I discovered the Torah encoded this exact network architecture thousands of years before Silicon Valley even existed. Most people are grinding through life optimizing a single node while ignoring the network it was built to connect to. Today, you're going to discover the divine architecture I found by analyzing Kabbalistic teachings through the lens of neuroscience. And then you'll understand what consciousness has to do with that glowing AI network in the thumbnail. I'm Dr. Yosef Wolf, and my mission is to uncover reality's blueprint by revealing how the physical is rooted in the spiritual. You know that feeling when you're doing everything right, but life still feels stagnant? You're putting in the hours, you're checking the boxes, yet something invisible is blocking the flow. Like you're pushing a signal through a wire that isn't connected to anything. I felt it too, sitting in my office late one night, staring at neural pathway diagrams, watching how signals propagate through networks. And then it hit me, a single neuron firing alone produces nothing. It's noise, but that same neuron connected to a network, it becomes part of something that can think. Perhaps it could feel, but could it create consciousness? And that's when I found the glitch in how we think about struggle. 2022, a team of neuroscientists at Laurentian University publishes a paper that divides the field. The lead researcher leans back in his chair, scanning the peer reviews. Some of his colleagues think he's brilliant. Others, they thought he lost his mind. His claim, your brain doesn't generate consciousness, it filters it. Like a prism refracting light that already exists. Think about that for a second. Your brain isn't the light bulb. It's the lampshade. Consciousness is streaming through you from a source beyond the hardware. And here's the precision point that stopped me cold. Your brain contains 86 billion neurons. And the numerical value of Elokim, God's name for nature, 86. That's the same as HaTeva, the Hebrew word for nature itself. Hashem did not hide a metaphor in your anatomy. He encoded his signature into the exact number of neurons, filtering his consciousness into this world. But if we're designed to channel divine awareness, why does life feel so disconnected? Why does the network feel broken? Because the filter clogs, and most people don't know they're the ones clogging it. The reason I'm telling you this is because the Torah diagnosed this malfunction and engineered the fix over 3,300 years ago. And it's hidden inside the section of laws that feel more like a checklist and less like a magnificent divine revelation. If you want to be the first to receive additional inspiring insights like these that are going into my new Torah and Science book, Before the Big Bang, sign up for my free newsletter. The link is in the pinned comment under the subscribe button. Now, here are the 3 clues to solving the network's brokenness. Clue number 1, the hidden wiring. This week's parsha, Mishpatim, hits you with 53 civil laws right after the cosmic revelation at Mount Sinai. Lending laws, property damage, servants. Most people's eyes glaze right over. But Rashi quotes the Mechilta's teaching that the word ve'ela begins with a fusing vav, connecting these civil laws directly to Mount Sinai. This wasn't a change of subject, it was the same transmission on a different frequency. And here's where it gets eerie. 53 mitzvos in Mishpatim, 53 parshiyos in the entire Chumash, and the Frierdiker Rebbe reveals that the Alter Rebbe deliberately engineered Tanya's 53 chapters to mirror this exact structure. Neurons, laws, and teachings share one architecture, many distinct parts functioning as one unified network. But a network only works when the nodes are connected. The moment you treat obligations as isolated burdens, disconnected tasks on a to-do list, you sever the wiring. The signal dies. So if the network is designed for flow, what mechanism unclogs it? We're about to discover the override protocol, and when you see it, your entire struggling relationship with money will transform. But before we get to the second clue, I would like to thank this week's gold level sponsor, Ron from Jerusalem, who asked me to incorporate a certain verse of Tehillim into my Devar Torah that we're about to uncover. I very much appreciate you supporting my work, and if any of you would like to help me make more original content like this, but can't afford to dedicate the full amount to sponsor an episode, you can still buy me a coffee or leave a tip by clicking on the link in the description. I look forward to connecting with you. Clue number 2, the node that tried to be a vault. The parsha commands, when you lend money to my people, to the poor person with you. The Or HaChaim asks a question that should cause you to do a retake. Why does it say with you? Because the money was never yours. It was deposited with you for the poor. You're not the destination. You are the relay. You are not a vault. You are a node in Hashem's neural network. The Metzutzas David teaches, cast your burden upon Hashem, trusting him to provide. When you hoard, you clog the filter. When you lend, you restore communal flow. And the Midrash makes a guarantee that should make you re-examine every hesitation you have. More than one does for the poor does for the person. The receiver is doing more for you than you're doing for them. Now we have two pieces. The network is real and hoarding breaks it. But there's still a problem. If letting go is the fix, why does every fiber of your being scream to hold tighter when pressure hits? Clue number 3, the velocity principle. This is where science catches up to what the Torah always knew. Economists have demonstrated that the velocity of money, not just its quantity, determines prosperity. A stagnant dollar shrinks the economy. A circulating dollar multiplies it. Think of it like blood. A heart that pumps blood through the body keeps every organ alive. A heart that hoards blood kills itself. Your neurons operate on the same principle. They were designed to fire outward, to transmit, not to contain. A neuron that only receives and never fires is, by clinical definition, dead tissue. Stagnation isn't just spiritual exile, it's biological death. Do you see how the pieces are coming together? Here is the convergence. AI gets one thing right. A neural network's power is never in a single node. It's in the connections. But AI gets the purpose wrong. Artificial networks optimize for efficiency. God's network optimizes for relationship. That researcher we quoted earlier thought they found evidence that consciousness is filtered, not generated. What the researchers actually found was the physics of how God streams his awareness through creation. 86 billion neurons, each one a node, each one bearing the numerical signature of Elokim. And the Torah encoded the operating manual. The 53 laws of Mishpatim and the 53 chapters about the Chumash and the Tanya are the 53 connection protocols that keep the network alive. When you give tzedakah despite financial pressure, you're not losing money. You're firing a signal through the network. You are restoring velocity to a system designed for flow. I used to think that my security came from what I could hold on to, that the tighter my grip, the safer I'd be. That's the vault mentality. And a vault is just a dead node with thick walls. So here's your challenge. Comment below with one area of your life where you've been functioning as a vault instead of a node. One place where you've been hoarding instead of transmitting. Too intimidated to comment? Just click like or share. Let that small action be the first signal you fire through the network. And that glowing AI architecture in the thumbnail, now you see it differently. It's not technology, it's theology. Every node is a soul. Every connection is a mitzvah, and every time you choose to transmit instead of contain, you light up another node in Hashem's system. This is what consciousness has to do with that network. You're not just aware, you're a conscious node with the power to choose connection over isolation. And when enough nodes fire together, the network reaches full capacity. That's Mashiach, when divine consciousness streams through creation without a single clogged filter. You were never meant to function alone, and now you can stop trying. To see what the blockbuster hit The Matrix got wrong and how we can think of reality like God's video game, click here. Or if you want to learn about why God set up his neural network to include suffering for our soul, click over here. If you'd like to dedicate or sponsor one of these classes, click on a link in the description. Thank you for partnering with me as we uncover reality's blueprint together.